What's going on, guys? Just posted the link. Give me 1 second. Alright, so haven't updated my charts completely. I think I updated my 30-minute, just my daily moves. Um, been a minute that I haven't done this in a live, so we're gonna do it one by one, right? We're gonna start off with AU daily time frame, right? We're gonna go one by one, trying to see what's gonna happen. Obviously, the one that we really want to focus on is gonna be the 4 hour time frame to look at the week. AU, we understand that we have 2 months of counterized. This month we haven't gotten a new high yet, so the fact that price is still in a higher time frame consolidating, as we can see, price hasn't really been moving at all. Um, it's kind of telling us price is indecisive, right? So let's go down to the 4 hour, right? We had 3 weeks of rise. On the fourth week, we were expecting a no or a drop, gave us the drop, which is perfect, right? This week, price gave us 2 weeks of drop. Right, we have this candle here, 17, this candle here, 17, perfect. Right, so we have 2 weeks of drop, so we could already be expecting this week to give us a new low. So let's take this, put this here. Third week low. Right, so now we know we're looking for a new low to be made this week. Right, so let's talk about what we could see as well. Right, we have push 1, which gave us a change of character. Right, and then this is where price started consolidating, gave us a new low, started pushing up. Now we're still in this consolidation, so would make sense to see price go a little bit lower, right? We also have this imbalance that we know we had here from when price pushed from the low of the zone, right? Which some people call this an imbalance, some people call this a fair value gap, some people will call this an order block. There's a whole bunch of confluence down here, right? So AU, we could say this week we could expect price to push down, right? Regardless, we're still stuck in the zone of consolidation, right? We're pretty much still trading between the highs and the lows. CHF JPY. Give me 1 second too, because I'm also updating my journal with this. It's good, Muhammad. Welcome to stream, my brother. Hope you're having a fantastic day, man. My bad, guys. Give me 1 second. My pen isn't working. I'm updating my journal as we do this live, so I just want to make sure I have everything. Why I can't find the pen that works? This is not good. Been a minute. Hopefully coming back on Tuesday. Yeah, man. We haven't done one of these classes in a pretty long time, but it's all good. Yeah, and then tomorrow there's a bank holiday, so I'm kind of contemplating whether or not I should do a Asia session, London session stream. Um, and then see how that goes. Yeah, he is good. He had a he had a birthday this weekend. Um, so he had a couple people. My bad, I'm right again. Fucking trying to talk at the same time. He had a couple people, so he was out last night. I don't even know if he's home yet. But I woke up this morning like super early, and it was like 5, and I saw he posted a story on his Instagram. I sent him a DM back. I'm like, yo, go to sleep. But he was out. It was 6 in the morning for him, so yeah, it was 5 in the morning for me. So, but he's good though. JD was good. Good morning. Good morning. Alright, my bad. I got a pen that works. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, so AU, we know we could be expecting a new low. We have 2 weeks to drop. So CHF JPY, peak high territory. Right now we're kind of just in the limb. We're waiting to see what this price want to do. Is it going to give us a shoulder pattern? Is it going to give us a change of character? I bet my fucking journal just fell. Right, at this point we can still see in a higher time frame, we still have higher highs and higher lows being made, so no continuation. In the weekly time frame, same thing. We can still see price making higher highs and higher lows. We have 3 weeks of rise. This week being the 4th week, right? We were expecting a no net or a drop, and it gave us a no net. Put this here. I'll put the wrong one. 30-minute time frame. Let's also talk about where we're at, right? In the 4-hour, we created a new high, right? So now we know that we're trading between this low and this high, right? After after a BOS comes a pullback, right? So right now our rules being played out for this to be considered a point of interest. Technically speaking, yes, right? But the fact that we already made 3 pushes back to the top side, right? And then it ended up giving us a 4th push up here. I'm not gonna be really too interested in trading this until we go down to the 4-hour low, right? I'm not gonna be looking at this for the bounces off the EMAs. Literally just gonna be looking at, are we gonna break if we go lower, right? My point of interest for these trades are gonna be either a lower time frame change of character, right? So it'll look something like this, right? Or I'm looking for price to go back down into the 4-hour low and then give us a change of character down here, right? For price to continue to go up. Or, right, this is where we'll get our change of character to the bottom side, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. If we break the lows, retest, continue going to the bottom side. Let me do this as well. 1 second, guys. Right, so now in the 30-minute time frame, we can see the same thing, right? We can see how we have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Once we reach the higher high, started pushing down, right? So on the push down, we have the lower lows and lower highs the entire time. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, to where we're at now, lower low, right? So for me to be looking at this, right, in the 4-hour time frame, said I wanted to look at a lower time frame change of character, right? So for the sake of this, let's say we're trading between this low and this high, right? I want to see price start making higher highs and higher lows, break above here, and this is where we'll get that internal change of character, right? For the break to go above and continue that push to the top side. Or, like I said about prices going down to the 4-hour low, and this is where we'll get price to continue to push up. But again, the fact that we already made 3 pushes to the top side, right, and we created a new high, very unlikely for us to get another higher low to make a higher high. So then let's update this, the 30-minute time frame. I'm not gonna update STP. We'll do that in the live class tomorrow, live trading session. Okay, EuroCAD. Again, we're gonna start off in the daily time frame. Market makers pattern. Where are we? Right, we're in the first zone of consolidation. We're at the top. We've been in a little zone of consolidation. So let's see now we have any continuations? No, we had a no net monthly drop. I'm still trying to get used to this trading view on the daily time frame and 4-hour. Now that I can't use MT4 on the PC. It's kind of tragic, but it's all good. Week of rise, no continuation, right? And then this is where we wanted to see price break above the 4-hour highs, right? We can see where price has just been, again, consolidating. We've been from the top of the zone to the bottom. At the bottom of the zone, this will get our change of character retest to continue to push to the top side. Then again at the top of the zone, price rejected highs, started pushing down to the bottom side. Right, we had higher high, higher low. This is higher high. Right, internal structure, which would be this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We got an internal change of character. Right, but we didn't get an external. The real low for this, right, let's update this so we're not confused. Right, this high broke here. Right, so that means that we're trading between this low and this high. Alright, we had 3 days of rise. On the 4th day, which was Friday, we were expecting a no net or a drop, and it gave us a drop. So good, still following the trends, still following rules. Right, the only thing is now we're in the same place we were in pretty much all of last week. Right, I don't want to look for a trade in the middle of the zone. I'd rather wait for that 4-hour break, because we know that once we get that 4-hour break, that's when the trend will start going in our favor. Right, and we'll get those easier trades. We won't get spiked out of entries. We'll get the easier trades when we break above. Now, can we look for trades up here? Absolutely. Right, we have points of interest. Right, where would be a point of interest for me to look for a trade here would be if we go down to a 30-minute low. If we don't go to a 30-minute low, then I want to see that internal change of character and BOS. So for example, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character. Right, waiting to see what price wants to do here. Right, if price breaks, gives us a higher high. Right, we're already close to the 4 hours. So would I be looking for a trade here? No. Right, because if we pretty much use that same analogy, right, if we're at the 4-hour high, we know that price could just reverse the same way it did here. Right, give us a double top, continue to push to the bottom side. So I'll be looking for that 4-hour high break. That'll give us that confirmation. Then we said nothing on the 4-hour, right? Nothing on the 4, nothing on the daily. Okay. Remember, what we want to do in this class is isolate the pairs that have the most probable entry, right? And for us, that means which pair is giving us a continuation, right? Do we have 2 months of rise? Do we have 2 months of drop? You know, vice versa with the weeks and the days, right? If we don't have any continuations in the weekly time frame or the daily time frame or the 30-minute time frame, then we know we could just put those aside and look for the other easiest ones like AUD, USD, for example. We also obviously just want to look at the zones, right? We know we have 30-minute highs, 30-minute lows, 4-hour highs, 4-hour lows. If we know that we're looking for a downtrend and price is at the low of the zone, give me 1 second, guys. If we're in a downtrend, right, I'm back. If we're in a downtrend and we know that we are in our 4-hour highs or 30-minute highs or even daily highs, we know that we could be looking for price to go down, right? If we're looking for shorts and we're at the bottom of a zone, we know that in order for us to look for a valid entry, we need to look for that price to break below the zone, right, for us to catch those trades. So to use that example on Euro USD, right, Euro USD is go to the daily time frame, right? We know that we have 2 months of rise, right? This month I am expecting price to give us a new high, right? Also, is price just following the trend, right? We had a higher highs, higher lows, higher high, waiting to see where price wants to give us a higher low, right, to then continue to push to the top side. With that being said, let's go down to the 4-hour. In the 4-hour, do we have continuations? We had 3 weeks of rise. On the 4th week, we were expecting a no net or a drop. It gave us that drop. And then this week, price gave us a no net. Right, so we're still internal structure in the 4-hour. We could kind of see price still giving us higher highs and higher lows. 30-minute, we can see a little bit clearer how, yeah, even though price is still giving us higher highs, higher lows, right? Look how price is reacting in the zone consolidation, taking everybody out, right? Wicking traders to the top side, wicking them out of the bottom side, right? The entire time, every single day, right? Until we start trending. Once we get to the top of the zone, again, wicks traders out, starts consolidating at the bottom, goes back to the top, right? Makes you believe this is going to be the, high, low, high, lower low, lower high consolidation on the zone to continue to push to the bottom side, right? Rejected lows, went right back to the top side, right? So again, if you're trading Euro USD and you're taking trades from the top, you already know where the situation lies at, right? And that goes with every other pair that we've gone through that you see where price is at in the zones. So we know that we have a day of drop and our 4-hour candle opened up bearish, right? So we know this is the type of trend we want to see. We want to see price break, retest to continue to push to the top side, right? Or obviously we get in on trades at the bottom. GJ, Dino FX, guys. Dino FX. $500 for the course. Let me stop. Alright. Let's go to the daily time frame again. Right, and then we'll break down the trade since that was a trade we took Friday. So GJ, we are in peak high territory, right? We could kind of see how prices still just trending up, right? We had, let's zoom out a little bit, right? We had the first push, first zone, second push, second zone, right? And we're right now in that third push to the top side, right? The fact that we understand that GJ has a gap all the way up here at 191,486, we could still expect price to continue the uptrend until we get that gap closure, right? Or because this gap happened so long ago in the previous peak high, when the previous peak high on GJ was in 2015, right? Is there a chance that this gap is invalid because of how old this data is? Maybe, right? At the end of the day, I'm still using the same logic as I would with any other pair, right? When we go to the previous zones, when we look to our left, right? When we look at our previous data, do we have a fair value gap? Do we have an imbalance? Do we have gaps, right? I'm still looking for that same data. Doesn't matter how long, right? This data was given, right? So understanding that we have that gap up in GJ, we could still kind of say, all right, we're still in the uptrend, right? Do we have continuations in the daily time frame? No, we don't. In the 4-hour, do we have any continuations, right? Right now, we went from the bottom of the zone, right? We took those trades from the bottom going to the top side, right? So at one point we had the lower low, which then gave us a change of character, gave us a higher high, higher low, which then gave us BOS higher high, right? We now have 2 weeks of rise, so we know this week we could expect price to go up, right? I'm not gonna go too into detail with the entry, reason being, again, I don't want to confuse you guys, right? Because we always say we don't want to trade counter, which we don't, right? We don't want to trade counter. Is there days, is there trades where you can? If they're in the correct zone, you can. Third week high, okay. But again, I don't want to confuse you guys. So again, we do have 2 weeks of rise. We know that this upcoming week, we'd be expecting price to go up and give us a new high, right? Understanding that we had higher highs, higher lows, and we were in a higher high. Just the fact that market structure in this counter trend trade was just super simple. It gave us every single rule we wanted. It gave it to us, right? This would be a type 2 pattern. Did it consolidate? Yes. Did it break out of the consolidation? Yes. Did it retest the zone? Yes. Right? That's a type 2 pattern. Let's go into other breakdowns, right? Did we get a change of character? Yes. Did we get a BOS? Yes. Did we get the BOS retest? We did. That's two different confluences. The third confluence, which is the engulfing candle, right? Did we get an engulfing candle? We did. What time frame was it in? Let's write that down, right? It was in the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour engulfing, right? Did we get a 4-hour engulfing? We did. Did we get the retest? Right? We got the retest, which was the break in the 30-minute. This green candle was the retest, right? On top of the fact that we had an engulfing candle and a retest, and on top of the fact that we had a change of character and a BOS, and on top of the fact that we had a type 2 pattern, right? On TradingView you won't see it, right? But on MT4, this green candle that opened without a bottom wick, was a gap in the market, right? It didn't open this exact same way. Now, and I wish I could show you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. What I might just there's no way I didn't post that, right? Let me see. I had to have posted that. Okay, it did for some reason. I'm like, yo, I know I'm not tripping. I know I saw that shit on TradingView. So here's the screenshot. I don't want to do that. Hold on. Okay. So here's the screenshot. Right, you can see how this green candle, right? A lot of this is where the sweep lies in, right? This is the inducement candle, right? Why was it an inducement candle, this green one? Because we had, this would be considered a quote unquote, right? This would be a engulfing green candle, right? You had a red green candle. The three candles had their top and bottom wicks. The green candle was an engulfing candle closed above. Why wasn't it why wasn't it a real engulfing candle? Is because of the zone that we're trading in, right? On top of the fact, the candle that opened afterwards, that 30-minute candle, opened with a gap, right? So just the fact that we had such fast movement to the top side, the fact that we opened up with a gap, we already knows that before price goes to the trend, we need to see that gap close, right? And what happened, as soon as our entry was triggered, price went right back down into TP, right? Our TP number one was literally just the closure of the gap, right? Super simple, right? TP number two was STP, and then TP3 I had it a little bit lower here at the retest, but took profit full in STP, as you guys can see here, right? And this is where price started slowing down, right? Started making lower lows, lower highs, higher lows, higher high, right? So you would already cash out here regardless of whatever you want to see, right? And again, understanding that we're trading counter, but we're just trading market structure. Like, okay, yes, we're trading this counter, but I'm not trading this counter saying this is going to go down to the moon and we're going to start the downtrend. No, we understand we're still trading between higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows, right? So understanding the tools that we have available to us, STP, ADR, market structure, like there's no way for us to get trapped in these trades, right? So let's update this real quick. We had the 21 STP, and this was a day of drop, right? So again, we have a third week of rise this week. So now that we know that we are expecting a high to be made this week, understanding that we are still between higher highs and higher lows and higher highs, right? We could be expecting this to turn around, right? But again, what do we want to see? We want to see a change of character, the way we see it here: lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, and then a BOS, and that's when we'll enter. So until I don't get a BOS, right, and we could see clear higher highs and higher lows, I won't be trading this, right? So we'll still be waiting until we get that, and then our TP, we understand it'll be the high of the day, or the high of the week, right? So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. I could repeat it. I could show it some other different way. Let me know. Did I draw anything on here? Okay, so GU, daily time frame. We know that we're looking for price to go up, right? We have price at the top of consolidation. So this is not where we want to be, but it's where we're at. No continuation. We had a rise on a no net. 4-hour time frame, we had 3 weeks of rise, so we already knew. The next week we're expecting a drop or a no net. Gave us a no net. This looks crazy. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Um, 4-hour time frame, we had a week of rise. Right, we still know that we're trading between this low and this high, so we're still in that zone of consolidation on the lower time frame. Right, the lower time frame, you can see we had a low, high, low, change of character. Right, price was consolidating here, and then price is now, wanting to break above. Did we finally get candle closures above? Yes. Right, but let's also speak about this in 30-minute, right? We had 2 days of rise. On the third day, it gave us a rise, what would be considered a rise drop or a rise no net. So we just want to see it's so close to the opening candle. So I'm just gonna call it a rise no net, right? So this is most likely, right, on a Sunday Monday, it'll give us a 4th day variation, right? What I like about this and what I don't like about this is, again, that if we put a line from where the high is to where we want to see the break of structure, right? This isn't a break, right? This is still testing, right? Plus we didn't get any candle closures above, right? Testing, testing, testing. Now these candles closed above, right? But it was still on the line. Testing, testing, shit. Testing. This one closed above, right? But then this green candle, right? If we notice it, which is the candle that we want to see price now break above, right? This green candle was the first candle that initiated the break because it's the first green candle that wasn't touching the zone, right? And then it created this high. And then what happened afterwards? All the candles afterwards, right? Yes, it went above, but the body of the candle, the candle closure closed below the line. So technically speaking, we still don't have a clean break of structure. None of these candles are breakers of structure, right? Because then price goes right back down and it's still touching the line. All these candles are still in that zone. All of these candles. So let's say if price would have, let's say even this candle, right? Like let's say this candle would have closed above and price would have just done this, we could already expect that the opening for the market tonight, it would give us that push to the top side, and this is what will take our profit, right? But the fact that we didn't get that candle closure, we could still be, the market could still just be trapping traders, right? Inducing us, making us believe that this is a real break of structure for price to continue to push to the downside. But realistically speaking, what we're doing is doing a change of character, right? We had a high, low, higher low, lower high, right? Technically, right now we're still in a higher low. But could price go up and give us a lower high and then make the push? Lower lows, lower highs? Yes. Right? Or could price just go up again, give us a candle closure above the zone, give us a retest for price to continue to go up? Absolutely. Right? So at this point, we just gotta wait for market open and wait it out. That's all we can do. Right? But because we are still expecting a 4th day variation, we're gonna mark this either way, right? And then I also seen this just now. Let me look at this in a higher time frame real quick. So we had 1, 2, 3 candle closures here. How about I just got a text? Right, in this time frame, I could see an engulfing candle, right? 1, 2, 3 engulfing, right? The fact I didn't want to call this one out for 2 reasons. Um, Reason number one, it was already used here, right? This retest on the next candle was already used, so these retests here aren't really valid. Internal structure: lower low, lower high, lower low, high, higher low. So even the internal structure is kind of telling us there might be a structure flip, right? From lower lows, lower highs to higher highs and higher lows, right? But I'm still not, still doesn't look good just because we already used this zone, right? So that's why I want to go into a higher time frame and see if I have a external um engulfing candle. Fuck, man, spit it out. I'm like stuttering in my own words. Okay, so we have an engulfing candle here, right, which is the low, high, higher low, right? But we can see that this engulfing candle was used already, right? We had a 1-2 engulfing, and then what happened? This red candle here retested the zone and started going up, right? And then higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So my bad, I was just seeing something real quick. Right, because what I could see too is we had this low, right? We're pretty much stuck in this zone here, right? So I don't even want to zoom out and look at it in the fact where we have push 1, right? Because I'm looking at it this way. We had this break, so we know that we're trading between these lows and these highs, right? And we know we're stuck in this zone of consolidation. Right, we got push one, push two, which gave us this high because of the candle closure, back to the low, right? So we just couldn't. I mean, if we would want to see a push three, even would be like a triple top, right? But again, just the fact that we're at the top of this 4-hour zone, this is why we could see a whole bunch of things being played out, right? Because that's what the market makers want us to look at. They want us to be confused at the top of the zones, right? Again, no continuations in the daily, no continuations here in the 4-hour. And the 30 minutes is the only thing telling us that there might be another push to the top side. But again, I'm not sold on this, right? I'm not sold on this until we get candle closures and a real BOS above the zone, right? Until then, there's nothing for me here. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm not gonna leave that. We'll go on to the next one. US 30. Man, US 30 did me dirty 2 days in a row. It's kind of crazy. We'll talk about that as well. So US 30, we are in peak high territory, right? We no longer have a gap that's up here. Finally, the gap was already filled, right? In the run to cover that gap, right, gave us a double bottom, broke out, gave us a change of character, and price didn't really give us a BOS at all, right? It was just complete uptrend the entire time. Gave us 2 months of rise. This month, being the third month, already gave us a new high point, and price started consolidating. So then, let's go to the 4-hour. In the 4-hour, we had 3 weeks of rise. On the fourth week, we knew we wanted the price to give us a drop or a no net. Ended up giving us a drop. Then last week, price went up again and gave us a week of rise. So going into the 30-minute time frame, right, at one point, right, we saw where price, we had a high and the low, 800 EMA, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us a change of character, higher high, right, consolidated, it gave us a type 2 pattern, broke out of consolidation and continued to go, right? Then at the bottom of the zone, where would be a higher low, price then, right, lower low, lower high, lower low, high, higher low, right? Internal structure, we can see that price started consolidating, right? Then again gave us another type 2 pattern, broke out, retest, continued to go, right? Before that, it gave us an engulfing candle, right? 1-2 engulfing. The red candle afterwards gave us a retest to continue the push to the top side. The next day, right, again at the top of the 4-hour zone, this is where we'll see the same thing that GJ did pretty much, right? This is where we want to see, okay, is price going to break above our zone and retest to continue the push to the top side, or is it going to do the same thing it does here, where it just tests the zone and then goes away from it, right? At the top of the 4-hour zone in the 30-minute time frame, it gave us an engulfing candle, right? 1-2 red engulfing, price went away from it, right? Came back. This was the day with the news, right? At 8:30, price came back, retested the zone, and continued the downtrend. And as soon as it went down, it hit TP, right? Price then went right back up, gave us another retest of the zone, which was the 9:30 candle, right? Which is, again, if you're an NYC trader, if you're a disciplined NYC trader, these are the trades you take. But again, I wasn't looking at this one. I was looking at another pair. I forgot what pair it was. But these two beautiful entries and then right back down into profit. And then Friday, nothing, right? Friday gave us a day of drop. I wasn't really looking at anything here. Same thing as Euro USD and the other pairs, right? I was pretty much just being patient, and I want to see price break above, right? And then price went above, retested, went back down, wicked the lows, went right back up, wicked the highs, went right back down. So price is still indecisive. USD CAD daily time frame, we want to see price go up, right? We're at the bottom of our consolidation, right, which would be our safety trades. We have 2 months of counter drop, this month being a third month low. Are we expecting a new low? No, because this is 2 months of counter drop, right, going against the trend. 4 hour time frame. We have a week of rise last week. This week, 2 weeks of rise. Perfect. Right. So what could we be expecting this upcoming week? A new high to be made. Third week high. Perfect. 30-minute time frame. Exactly what I had drawn out. Right. We want to see price. Wasn't really expecting price to go this low, but again, it's the same thing, right? This is our 30-minute low, right? We know this is our 30-minute low, 30-minute high, right? We saw how in the 30-minute low the first time it retested, right? It wicked, closed above, right? And then started trending to the top side. It went back down to the bottom, again, wicked out of the zone, but never had a full candle closure, and then went right back to the top side. No continuations, so this wasn't really on my list like that, but this week we will see how price um reacts, right? So we do also have 2 days of rise with 2 weeks of rise. So what could we be expecting Sunday, Monday to give us that rise? Do you trade crypto? The only one that's on my list that we look at actively is Bitcoin. And that's the last one for the day. So right after gold, we'll go over Bitcoin. Take a sip of water, man. Give me 1 second, guys. Again, if you guys have any questions, any pairs you guys want me to go over, even if I don't have them on my list or if they're not in on the red flag, just let me know. Or anything you guys want me to explain again, let me know. Um, let's fix all of this first. Give me 1 second. So highlighter goes in here. Turn this off. This goes into the 30-minute folder. What did I do wrong? What did I hide? I don't even know what I did. Hold on. I'm confused. Where's this at? Oh, I didn't see this up here. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know why this happens, man. Like I put the shit all together and then there's things that stay out of the folder and then all of this just goes crazy. Like I don't want to put all of this. I don't know where all my folders are. Sorry about that, guys. This shit. There's some pairs where it doesn't. I think it's probably because I have too much shit on my charts where TradingView just doesn't save everything. I don't know. This is annoying though. There'll be days where I'm just like, man, about to just delete everything and just start over again. I don't like having all this on my screen. Okay, so stupid. I could also do this, right? Okay. So let's start on the daily time frame. Again, peak high territory. At one point we I forgot what we thought at one point. This was crazy at one point, right? I think at one point we were like, oh, this is a peak high and this is a change of character, right? And then we switched our analysis based on just market structure, right? Because of everything going on with all these countries, especially gold being what it is. Market structure is pretty much what we're following here. So let's say we're in peak high territory, right? At this point, we're just waiting to see what price wants to do, right? The gap that we once had, right, the same as US 30, right? The gap that we once had up here is finally closed, right? We knew that that's where price was heading towards, right? As soon as price started trending up and it closed the gap, this is where we had the wick. Price started closing below, right? And then still following higher highs, higher lows to where we're at now, higher high, higher low. So I don't have my daily time frame here, but let's look at the 4 hour, right? We had 2 weeks of rise. On the third week, gave us a rise no net, then gave us a drop. Then this week gave us it's very close to the opening candle. So I'm not gonna update this one until tomorrow. Regardless, we don't have any continuations in the 4 hour time frame. right? We had a week good drop last week. This week we either have a rise or no net. But we do have 2 days of rise, right? We had the push down to the bottom side that we could see, right? We had push 1, push 2, right? On push 2 we have a pullback, then gave us a new low push 3, where then price started trending to the top side, right? And then it gave us a change of character. So at this point we have a change of character. Could we be expecting price to give us a third day rise going into the start of this week? Right? It could be a potential. So we're still gonna look at it, right? We're above the 800 EMA. Could this be just a candle closures above the 800 EMA and retest off the 800 to continue to push to the top side? It could be, right? Regardless, I also want to look at, do we have any engulfing candles to the top side? Nothing in the daily, right? Nothing in the 4 hour. In the 4 hour, we could see lower lows, lower highs, the lower lows, higher highs, change of character, right? Could this be a sweep of the highs to then go back down? Absolutely, right? And the reason I'm thinking that, right? Again, I'm just looking. Give me 1 second before I say that statement. Right, the entire time in this trend to the top side, right? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, right? Change of character, right? Higher high. Then we have what we would be looking for, a change of character here. We haven't really gotten that, right? We did get the candle closures below, but it's testing the zone. So then go to the top side. We have an engulfing candle that started the trend to the bottom side. Obviously was already used by this candle to complete the trend, right? Push 1, push 2 would be push 3 to then sweep the highs, right? I would want to see a BOS. We'll keep a look at this here. I don't have anything conclusive on gold. 4 hour zones, right? Let's look at our 4 hour zones as well. This is it's not that good, right? We had the high that was tested, and then price started trending away from it. So we'll see. Where's your Discord? Discord is in the chat. The link is in the chat or the description as well. I'll post it again in the chat here for you. Then Bitcoin. All right, last one for the day. Again, guys, if you guys don't have, or if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want me to go over again, let me know. If not, this is gonna be the last one, and then we're out of here. So let's go to the daily time frame on Bitcoin. Right? What the fuck? Where am I? Oh, this should have confused the shit out of me. Okay, so where we're at on Bitcoin, right? We had push 1, first zone, right? We're at the top of the level 2 rise. And let me take this out. Go to the 4 hour time frame. Right, 4 hour time frame. We also, at one point, we were stuck in the zone of consolidation. Right, we started trending above it, went back below the zone. We had an engulfing candle, a whole bunch of stuff down here, right? And then again, higher low to give us a higher high to where we're at now in the higher low. So let's go back to the 30-minute time frame. Again, we can see we had higher high, higher low. Price was consolidating, broke out, gave us a higher high. Right, price then gave us a higher low, higher high, and then gave us a change of character to where we're at now, and price is consolidating again. So at this point, as we do with every zone of consolidation, we're gonna box it up. This is a range. If we break above, retest to continue to push to the top side, break, retest to continue to push to the bottom side, right? Be aware, shit, my bad. Right, be aware that we are at the low of the 4 hour zone, right? We are at the low of the daily zone. The fact that price already gave us a retest of the low and then price came right back up and now we're stuck in the zone of consolidation, right? It's making me believe that price doesn't want to continue that push to the bottom side, which is good for us, right? We want to see price go up. But right now, Bitcoin is also in one of those situations, same as gold, where there's too many people talking about it, right? There's too many manipulators, too many people on the news going on the news and talking about it, saying, fake shit. But that's how it goes, right? Those are inside traders. So understanding how these guys are manipulating price, and also, the news with the ETFs and all that with Bitcoin that's going to happen this month. There's too much noise for Bitcoin for us to be comfortable trading in a spot, right? Regardless, I've been backtesting Bitcoin. My backtesting is live for the most part. What I mean by that is I don't really, I don't have a replay, right? So for the most part, a lot of Bitcoin that I've been doing for the last 5 months have been all backtesting, and there's only, we could go back. All the entries you see are real entries, right? They're not a lot of them, right? But then to give you the example for this week, the only day that I got a valid entry was on Thursday, right? Thursday going into Friday, which was for this move down to the bottom, right? And super simple, right? We could break it down. I think this was in the 1 hour time frame, right? This is where market structure for Bitcoin usually happens, is in the 1 hour time frame, and it was just a simple at the top of the 4 hour zone, right? After we saw how price was rejecting to break above the highs again. Why wasn't this a break of structure? Because the candles are still closing, or they're still touching the zone, right? Even though it was a candle closure above, right? Notice how the candle right after was an engulfing red candle, right? So we already knew that this move to the top side was a sweep of the highs, and all we're looking for is, again, the change of character, right? And for lower lows, lower highs in the lower time frame, right? So then here in the 1 hour, once we had the sweep of the highs, price started trending lower lows, lower highs, gave us that lower high push back to the top side, gave us a green, green, red engulfing. Look how we got, boom, the retest for price to go right into profit. So, you know, I'm still backtesting Bitcoin, so there's no, I'm still not taking a lot of these entries, but we already know that we could start using this, and following the trend, following the zones, will be straight. So pretty much it for us here, guys. If you guys don't have any other questions, good session, man. See you in Tuesday's isolation class. See you, my brother. If you guys don't have any questions, we'll be back. I'll be streaming tomorrow for sure. Right? Let's look at Forex Factory real quick. We have USD bank holiday, right? So will I be trading the USD session? I'm not sure. Right? I'm really not sure. We have no news overall for the rest of the day. Pretty much we have medium impact news, but I'm not expecting anything crazy. Um for the pairs that we have, 2 weeks, 2 days, I'll be looking at those. But what I'll most likely do is trade Asia session. If I don't see anything during Asia session, then we'll stream London session. If I don't see nothing London session, then in the morning I'll wake up during NYC. I'll turn the stream on around 9 o'clock, 9:30, and I'm not gonna be up. Even, I don't know. It depends. It really depends. I'll let you guys know in the Discord. Make sure you guys join the Discord. I'll put the chat. I'll put the link in the chat. Um, and I'll let you guys know when I'll be live in the morning or tonight. Regardless, I'll let you guys know tonight what the plan is. We'll be live in the Discord. We'll be live on YouTube. Again, I'll give you guys a few seconds here. If you guys have any questions, anything else you guys want me to go over, anything else you guys want me to show you guys, draw out anything, let me know. If not, we'll be out of here, and we'll be back later tonight and for the rest of the week. All right.